My name is Maya. For those of you who know me, hi. For those of you who remember me but don't know me, hi. And for those of you who just stumbled upon this video because you wanted to, hi. Today I want to talk about, from the title, my fibroid journey. I am 28 years old. I've been suffering with fibroids for maybe 3 years now. Yes, no, 4 years now. I have been suffering through so much pain. This journey has been a long journey for me, and I'm just now in the works to get surgery. I wanted to do this video because I haven't seen a lot of people talk about fibroids, especially in the age that I'm in. So it's really, people can still get fibroids at age 20, 30, 40, 50, you name it, until they go through menopause. But there's not a lot of videos on YouTube about women who have had fibroids in their 20s. And you know, going through this journey and trying to find people who are experiencing the same thing I'm experiencing and who are going through a similar process is really difficult, and it's really hard. And you know, I really appreciate the women who are telling their stories, but some of them don't relate to me because they have had sex and they, you know, they've had their children. I'm in neither of those categories, so it's really, really hard to just relate. So I just want to go through start to finish to what I've been through, and it's been a ride, let me tell you. From 2020 to 2024, it's been tough. So let's get into it. Okay, so in the year 2020, we were going through the pandemic. I remember this clear as day. I was working out and I was doing good. I was like working out every day and, you know, trying to get my body right. And I noticed like a bulge in my lower, you know, abdomen. And so I was like, I didn't think anything of it. It really didn't bother me. And the bulge was like hard to the touch. So of course I'm like, this isn't supposed to be here. So I did get nervous, but since it wasn't causing any pain, any issues, I was like, you know, I don't need to see a doctor. I'm fine. So this is still the year of 2020, mind you. I don't remember the exact date, but I know it's the year 2020. So time goes by, maybe a few months goes by, and I remember this specifically. Okay, the night, and I don't blame food. There's not like a scientific study on if food can cause fibroids, but I remember this clear as day. I had Popeyes the day before, and you know, I was fine. After I had ate that Popeyes chicken, chicken strips, whatever, yeah, the pain started. So the day after that, my periods were really painful, to the point where it was just, I don't know where this pain came from. It like woke me up out of my sleep. I was just like, why am I experiencing so much pain? But growing up, I've had painful periods. I've had heavy cycles. So I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, this is normal. I don't need to see a doctor. Whatever. So I'm still having painful periods. All this is going on. I went through this process of every month dreading going through my period because of the pain and the bleeding. Mind you, I'm leaking from my pad. So I'm just like, what is going on? And this video is going to be very informative about the female reproductive system. So if you're uncomfortable with talking about periods or cycles or vaginas, I would please click off. Or if you just want to learn, I advise you to stay. But if you're uncomfortable with talking about female reproductive systems, anything involving the uterus, I suggest you leave. Okay, so yeah, that's going on. Then I wrote this down. Hold on one second. Hold on. See, when I don't remember everything, so yes. So 2021, pain continued. All the things continued, and mind you, I'm so happy because we were working from home during the pandemic, so I didn't have to go into work. So I didn't have to call into the work, but there was days I couldn't even get up to work on the computer because I was in so much pain. And it was always my first and second day where I was in the most excruciating pain. I remember this one time I was on my cycle. I had like a smoothie from Smoothie King, and I don't know what happened, but the pain was so bad. I tried to take a bath, and I was just, when I got out, just so much pain and just crying on the floor, just like, please, just praying, please, to be over. So this is 2020, 2021, that time frame. It kept going till 2022. I did not go to the doctor. I should have went, but I'm stubborn. So then 2023 came around. When did I go? So I was like, I can't deal with this pain anymore. Like, I need to go to see my primary care physician. And I should have, I regret this decision. And my advice to women who are experiencing fibroids, or you think you have fibroids, you think you have anything wrong, please see a specialist on that, because your primary care physician probably won't know. And I'm really upset that she did not recommend me to see a specialist. She just, when I went into that doctor's appointment with my primary care physician, she was like, oh yeah, you have fibroids, but she wasn't like, it felt like she didn't care, you know. It was just another, oh, you're just another person with fibroids, it's normal. So then she feels my stomach, because I'm a small girl, I'm very petite, I weigh 113 pounds. You can feel how the fibroids in my abdomen. So she's like, oh yeah, you just have fibroids, I'll recommend you to a gynecologist. So she recommended me to a gyno, not a specialist. This gynecologist was not a specialist at all. She was just a, regular gyno who works on healthy women. So I feel like she didn't understand. Like, if you've been through the process of going to doctors, you understand how frustrating it is for you to have gynos who don't care and who dismiss you and are like, oh, she's just another woman with fibroids. It's annoying. And I had to go through that experience. It sucks, but most women who have fibroids have to go through that experience. And I just know that from now on, anytime I'm having an issue, I will see a specialist. But after that primary care physician appointment, I went to see my gyno. That appointment in itself was horrible, and I'll explain why. So I went to see the gyno. She's like, okay, you have fibroids. And she's like, oh, I can feel them. And I'm like, yeah, they're right there. So she's like, I can feel them. And then she said, what we can do, she explained to me what fibroids are. And I might need to explain what fibroids are. And I'm going to give you the definition on my phone. Uterine fibroids are a common type of non-cancerous tumor that can that can grow in and on your uterus. Not all fibroids cause symptoms, but when they do, symptoms can include heavy menstrual bleeding, back pain, frequent urination, and pain during sex. Small fibroids often don't need treatment, but larger fibroids can be treated with the medications or surgery. That's the definition. So she tells me, and most of the women who have dealt with fibroids, I know you've heard this, where the gyno was like, okay, she explains what fibroids are. She's like, we can give you birth control. And it really irks me that they think birth control can decrease the size of your fibroids. They think birth control can help. Sometimes, I don't know if it can help, but I know maybe some women have had success with taking birth control and using birth control for their fibroids. But most of the time, for people with multiple fibroids, it doesn't work like that. But, oh, and I skipped a part. So, hold on. Before the gyno appointment, I had an abdominal ultrasound. On that ultrasound, they only found 3 fibroids. Only 3. I'll tell you how many fibroids I have now later on in the video, but they only had found 3. 1 was 6 centimeters and 2 were 7. So I'm like, okay, they're pretty big. So back to the gyno appointment. She's seen the ultrasound. She knows how many I have, and she's like, okay, birth control. I'm really upset that she did not recommend me to a specialist, because these doctors really need to recommend women to see specialists, because if you don't know how to treat fibroids or how to treat every woman who have fibroids, you need to give them to a specialist, because not every woman can have a success with birth control, you know. So me being me, and me not thinking, okay, maybe birth control can help, I was like, okay, birth control, we'll do that. Now, I'm putting this in the video because I want to, like I said, I am a virgin. I haven't had sex, and I am 28, mind you. So I haven't had, and I really regret this, I haven't had a pap smear. Now, she was like, okay, well, we can do a pap smear. Me not being sexually active, I've had my primary care physician tell me, oh, you don't need pap smears. You're not sexually active. Jesus. I should have got a pap smear. But, so, this was kind of horrifying for me, because I'm like, my primary care physician said, you know, I don't need a pap smear, this and that. And she's like, well, you know, you're getting to that age, so we should do one. And I'm like, okay. Mind you, this gyno, she's really sweet. She's not a bad gyno. She had very good bedside manners. She was just very empathetic, really, really, really nice lady. I just don't think she was the perfect gyno for my situation. So, okay, this is TMI, so if you don't want to hear, you can probably skip or just don't watch the video altogether. So, I'm in the stirrups. You know how that goes. And she brings out the speculum. Now, what a speculum is they put that inside of a woman's vagina to kind of open it up and to see inside. That was very painful, very uncomfortable. Mind you, how can I say this? I haven't had things down there. Okay, so it was very painful. Like sharp pain. It was just really painful. I cried because I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And I'm like, she's like, it's okay. She said, it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to do it. She said, because you are not sexually active, I don't feel that you have HPV or cancer, so it's fine. And I kept apologizing, and she was so sweet. She said, do not apologize. And I feel every woman should have a gyno like that, because I know there's some women who are very unfortunate enough to go through having doctors who don't care about their feelings and don't care about their pain, and I'm sorry that you had to experience that. But I really advocate for women, if you have a doctor like that who doesn't care about your pain, who doesn't care about your feelings, please go to a different gyno, because they're out there and she was so sweet. And like, okay, well, we want to do the pap smear. We ended up not doing the pap smear at all. So I just went home. So this is we're still in 2023. So after the pap smear, I was taking birth control from Easter to December. I was on birth control, and the birth control helped with cycles. So it helped me stop bleeding a lot. It helped me limit my days of my period. It went from like 5 to 4 to like 3. That helped, but I was still in pain. It was really, and to be honest, I was in worse pain than I had ever been. There was one day I was with my sister. She was going to get her oil changed. I could not get out the backseat of the car, how much pain I was in. And I remember us going in there, and I'm just walking slouched over, and I was just like, I'm in so much pain. I was just in so much pain, and ibuprofen could not help me. And I live on ibuprofen, let's just say. So it wasn't working. So I was just like, this isn't working. I stopped taking birth control after that. I was like, that was in November. I said, December, I'm stopping birth control. So I stopped in December of 2023. 2024 comes around. I had moved in March. So January, February, I'm off birth control. I'm still having painful periods. I'm just like, there's nothing I can do at this point. I didn't know what to do. March, we had moved to a different location. And then, so I started trying castor oil packs. And castor oil packs are literally, you soak like a rag or like a cloth in castor oil. And you put it over your abdomen. You put a heating pad over it, and you just sit and you just let the oil soak into your body, basically, because castor oil is known to help with shrinking growths. Now, I don't know if this is scientifically proven, but I've heard people say castor oil packs helps and with periods, and castor oil packs or it helps with, shrinking growths, lumps, things like that. I started doing that for a couple of weeks, maybe twice a month, every other week. So I was doing that constantly, and it wasn't causing me any issues. Then in March, or was it, no, because we had moved in March. Yeah, it was March. Yeah, it was March. I had did a castor oil pack. I should have never done it because I was in so much pain. I don't know what happened, but I was in so much pain. It was to the point where I couldn't go to sleep. I kept waking up, pain. I took ibuprofen. Ibuprofen helped a little bit. The pain came back. I took some ibuprofen again. Pain came back. It was just like, oh my God. So I stopped that. And then that was the final straw. And that was the time I was like, you know what? I have to get something. I have to do something. And then my fibroid, I could feel my fibroid growing. So my fibroid, you can feel it, but now it was closer to my belly button. So it's getting big. So I'm like, oh, okay. And then what did I do? I went to, I was like, I can't do this. I can't go through this pain again. I can't do it. And I started researching, and I was like, surgery was not the first option. It was UFE, which is uterine fibroid. I cannot pronounce that word to save my life. And I won't say that word. I'll just probably type it somewhere. You can see it. UFE is when, and it's a lot, embolization? Yes, uterine fibroid I'm not even gonna try. A UFE, I went to go see if I could get that done. I had the most amazing. I believe you would call her a radiologist, Dr. Sloanum. She was a godsend, because if I had never met her, I don't think I would be where I am. And my appointment, funny enough, was on the solar eclipse. So everybody, I think everyone was mostly closed, but she was still open. And the time I was assigned to go was during the total blackout, when it was supposed to occur. So we went, and we didn't even go to my appointment at first. We watched the eclipse together, and I met like the whole team, and we were just talking, and we just watched the solar eclipse. It was really fun. It really helped kind of take the weight off. So when we did go to my appointment, she was like, okay, this is what's gonna happen. She explained the procedure, but she explained that either she was gonna do it or wasn't gonna do it, because I am, and it sucks, I'm very young to them. I haven't had kids, so whenever a woman doesn't have kids, they're like, oh, we can't do this. We need to wait till you have children. You don't have children yet. You might want children in the future. So they were like, well, let's see how bad your condition is. So she's like, okay. I think I knew she didn't want to do the surgery on me, because I am 28 and I haven't had kids. And the UFE is not recommended for people who want kids in the near future. So I was like, okay. She scheduled me an MRI with and without contrast. Now the MRI wasn't that bad. I thought it would be worse, but it wasn't that bad. So I did my MRI. The tech for the MRI, she was really sweet, and the man who put the IV in was really sweet too. I don't know his name, but he was really sweet. So where was I? MRI. We did the MRI with and without contrast. Then they give me my MRI results. And I don't know if I should read my MRI results, but I'll probably show you a picture of my MRI results, and I'll probably put it up over here somewhere. But I need to see the picture on my phone so I can explain to you what's up there. First photo. I'm gonna show you two pictures of a normal uterus. The first picture here. Do you see those three arrows? They're all pointing at the uterus. It's like it's like a black. That black area is the uterus, okay? Second picture. Normal uterus. Looks good. Looks fine. The area right there, I cannot see. I wish I was. I'm gonna try to point. It's kind of like a white area. That's the bladder. And then, of course, up above the bladder, uterus. Now, drum roll, please. This is my lovely uterus. You can see 4 big fibroids. The one at the biggest one is the size. It looks big. It looks bigger than what they told me, but that's the size of a grapefruit. And then, of course, I don't remember the bottom 3 fibroids, but they're pretty big. Let me go to, and mind you, the biggest one, that's over like by my belly button. Like that's how far up. These fibroids are in my abdominal cavity. Yeah, that's what I've been going through. So for people out there who said, or who was like, oh, you know, pain, you're not in pain. I'm in pain, okay? And I'm so petite, I'm so skinny. So yes, I'm in pain. Here's the second photo. This is kind of in the way I'm lying on my back. So this is from that angle. So yeah, little parasites just, and the picture before that was the side view. So yeah, so she showed me this in the MRI, and she's like, she told me, she said, you are so young to have so many fibroids. And oh, I didn't say, I have 15 fibroids. Mind you, I have probably 6, 7 that are kind of big, 5, 6 centimeters, 7. And then the rest are probably small, 1, 2, 3 centimeters. But whew, she's like, you were so young to have so many fibroids. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And she's like, mind you, she's telling me all the things that could cause fibroids or that have been shown to kind of irritate them. So estrogen, of course, if they have their studies, I think that's been shown that estrogen can increase the size of your fibroids. She talked about relaxers. I've never had my hair relaxed in a day in my life. I've never had perms. The only thing I could think is my diet, but then again, I cannot tell you from when I was young what I was eating. So yeah, it was a lot. So she explained to me, you know, she's like, I don't know where you got these. And I'm just like, I don't know either. So we're going through that, and she's a really sweet lady. And then she was like, basically she told me she didn't want to do the procedure on me because my fibroids, what the UFE will do is it will not get rid of the fibroids. UFEs don't get rid of the fibroids. They shrink them. And the goal of the shrinkage is, I think, 50%. If I'm wrong, please say in the comments. So they don't shrink. If you have a big one, like 10 centimeters, the success, they want to at least shrink that to 5. I don't know if it would get lower than 5 centimeters, but then again, she explained it to me. She said that when they shrink it, or when it's shrunken, it becomes like the fibroid becomes a consistency to toothpaste. So I won't have any symptoms. Like the symptoms will be gone, but the fibroids will still be there. And what they'll do is they'll calcify, which is harden, and it will still be in your uterus. So I'm like, okay, she's explaining this to me. I'm like, so they're not gonna go away? And they probably won't. And since I haven't had kids, and you know, she wouldn't know what the effect it would be later on in those years. So she's like, I don't want to do the MRI, the UFE on you. So I'm like, okay. And I was okay with that. And she said, I would recommend I get a laparoscopic myomectomy or one of those procedures. And she's like, I would recommend you do that. She was so nice. And I say she's so nice because she gave me the list of 4 amazing surgeons. She gave me a list of 4 surgeons in the area that I live in. And she said, these are the best surgeons. She said, let me know which one you want to see. Do your research. Let me know. I will send a referral and we go from there. This is in, and I'm not specifying the month, sorry. This was in April of 2024. So I'll probably post this video in June, maybe May, we'll see. So this was in April. And then May comes around and I was so upset, and I was kind of like, oh, great. That didn't work out. That sucks, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Next month, I told her, she said she's gonna send in a referral. I said, okay. Once I send in the referral, please call them, let them know if you have the referral that she sent. And I was like, okay. She sent the referral. I didn't get a call back. So I'm like, okay, let me call up there. I call up there. Oh, mind you, I picked a surgeon. I called back up there, and the lady's like, yeah, you know, she's nice. She's like, yeah, we didn't receive your referral. You might want to check in with your doctor, you know. And she's like, the doctor's team is really good with coming back with referrals. So yeah, if you you know, just contact your doctor who sent it and we can go from there. I contact Dr. Sloanum. She's like, oh, I did send it, but let me send it again. So I'm irritated now because I'm like, oh, great, this is not working out. You know, I'm just like, oh, great. So, yeah. Then I'm like, okay. Then the next week rolls around. They're like, we got your referral. So I'm like, thank you, Jesus, thank you. They got my referral. When do you want to schedule an appointment? I schedule an appointment. I had to see the surgeon's assistant. I think it's physician assistant. Because I guess it's kind of like a thing before a consultation to where like, okay, is surgery really in her, you know, surgery something she wants to do. So I went to see her physician assistant. She was really sweet. The whole nurse, everybody was just so sweet. So yeah, I had to do a urine sample, and then I did a vlog that day. I might put it in, but if I don't, I just probably wasn't feeling up to it. So I might post it, I don't know. So I go in there and, you know, she's like, hi, how are you? You know, she's really sweet lady. She explained to me, she's like, your fibroids are big. She's like, I said, yes, they're big. She's like, they're from what I could see from the MRI, they're to your belly button. I'm like, yes, they're to my belly button. And she's like, I would recommend, she gave me different options that they had. Of course, the myomectomies, hysterectomy, but that wasn't even on her radar. She was like, no, we're not doing hysterectomy. I was like, she said, so what are you thinking? And I'm like, well, I do want to I just want them gone. I want them removed. And she's like, so I was like, I was thinking of the laparoscopic or myomectomy, whatever. She's like, yeah. She's like, I think that would be a good choice because I have a fibroid that's like exophilic, I think, exo something, to where it's like so it's like hanging around up there in my abdominal cavity. So she's like, yeah, we need to get that out. So she said, we would have to cut that out. And I'm like, okay. My mom was there at this appointment and I'm very thankful she was there. I don't think I could get through the appointment, and I'll explain why in a minute. I didn't say this earlier, but in my MRI, they said I had, I don't want to say the word because I can't pronounce it correctly, and I don't want to butcher it, but I'll probably type it down there. I have those, and they're referred to as chocolate cysts on my ovaries. I think chocolate cysts are like growths. And they're mostly associated with endometriosis. Now, endometriosis is another thing, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. When I first read the MRI, I was like, okay, now I have endometriosis, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And so she said, yeah, that's what those are. They could be a sign of endometriosis. They don't have to be. And she's like, sometimes the MRI can say you have it, and sometimes when we go in, you might not. And the good thing about the myomectomy with the laparoscopic is she said if they do find those, they can remove them. So, and then they can test for endometriosis if they need to. But she said sometimes you may have it, sometimes you may not. So there's that. So then I'm like, okay, I got fibroids. Me thinking, and this is my thought process now, oh, I have endometriosis and fibroids. I don't know if anyone has both of them, but if you can talk about your experience in the comments, please let me know. I don't know if I have endometriosis because I haven't had the surgery, but I'll keep you updated on that. So, back to the appointment. My stepmother went to the same physician, and she had to do what is called an endometrial biopsy. The women who know what that is, you are the strongest woman ever if you've had to experience getting an endometrial biopsy. I give my props to you. To all the women who've experienced that, my heart goes to you. So if people who don't know what that is, I'll explain what that is. An endometrial biopsy is a procedure that involves inserting a thin, flexible tool into the uterus to collect a tissue sample for testing. Now, they do this so they can eliminate cancer, so they can test to see if there's if you may or may not have cancer, because they do not want to do surgery if you have cancer, one. Two, if they do the surgery and you do have any sort of cancer, there's a possibility it could spread if they cut into the fibroid. So they don't want that, so they want to test for that. I thought I didn't have to get one because my stepmother, who had been to this physician, was having heavy bleeding. I wasn't having a lot of heavy bleeding as she was, so I was like, okay. And I thought like you only needed biopsies if you like had kids and were like older than 28 or older than 20 or something. So I was like, okay, I won't have to go through this. I did. She said everyone has to go through it if you want the surgery. So I said, okay. I really didn't want to do it, but I knew I had to do it to get the surgery, but I didn't want to because I had such a traumatic experience with the pap smear. I was like, oh my goodness, that speculum, because they have to put a speculum in. I was like, I do not, the pain, I do not want to do it again. She's like, you don't have to do it this time, but they would have to have you come back and you would have to do it. So she's like, you don't have to do it right now, but if you want to. My mom was there and she was like, I looked at her and I'm just like, okay. I was like, let's just get it over with, let's do it. This is gonna be, I will just say, if you are uncomfortable, again, with the female uterus, I would suggest you click off, because this could be a little TMI. So of course, she's like, okay, let's sign these papers, we'll sign them. Okay, I signed them. She's like, okay. She explained the procedure. So the procedure is basically kind of like a pap smear, except they're putting, and I don't want to get this wrong, they're collecting samples from, they're scraping your uterus. Is it your uterus? The lining of your uterus to get a sample of it. And so I was like, okay. And mind you, that's not, them collecting the cells for me was not the part that hurt the most. So I'm up, so let me explain the procedure. I'm up there. Hold on. I'm okay, and she's like, all right, I'm gonna do this, you're gonna feel this. So I'm up there, just waiting, in the stirrups. She is like, okay, you're gonna feel this, you're gonna feel this. She puts that speculum in. I said, no, no, I can't do it. I was about to cry, and she's like, it's okay. She took it out, she's like, it's okay. She's like, do you still want to do this? I feel like my mom is like, I'm so happy she was there because she calmed me down and she was like, you can do this. She's like, you just need to breathe, just breathe. I felt like I was in labor or something. She was like, just breathe. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. She's like, it's okay, do you want to do it again? We can try again. I'm so thankful I tried again. But she was like, I just need you to breathe and keep your bottom on the seat. Just kind of just lay down and just breathe. And she's like, okay. I was like, okay. She did it again. Oh, it was painful, but I got through it. I was like, yes, thank you. The speculum was in. It's like, thank you. So she goes and she's doing, mind you, she numbed me, so you don't feel, well, you're not supposed to feel. I know some women probably are in so much pain during that procedure because they feel everything and the doctors don't numb them like they're supposed to, but she numbed me pretty well because I wasn't in a lot of pain. But then she was doing the procedure. Oh my God, the cramps. Jesus, man. I was like, oh my goodness, because when they do the procedure, they're like, you'll feel some pressure and like cramping. That is not like cramping. That was cramps. Like, those weren't like cramps. Those were like cramps I've experienced. So I was like, oh my goodness. My mom's just like, breathe, just breathe. And I'm like, okay, I'm breathing. And so she's like, okay. She's like, you're done. That's it. And then I'm like, oh, thank you, Jesus. I said, thank you, God, thank you, Jesus, for getting me through this. Thank you. And so, and mind you, she had to, during the procedure, she had to call in another nurse. So my mom had to go outside and be like, hey, is there any other nurses? And so, because the other nurse had to hold the speculum while she did her thing. So I was like, thank you, God, thank you, God. So I'm there, my mom on the side, 2 nurses. You know, it's for a woman, it's like, oh, well, the things women have to go through. But yeah, so all that happened, and this was on May 16th. All that happened, I was just like, oh my goodness. Whew, it's over with. And I don't have to do it again. So I just had to do it once to see, of course, and to see about the cancer thing. But she was like, okay, get your results in 2 weeks. And I'm just like, thank you. To the physician assistant who helped me, thank you. You will be my new gyno from now on, because she was just amazing. So that was, yeah, this month, in the month of May. So, and when I'm filming this. So yeah, that's where I am now. I'm waiting for the results from that biopsy, and I have a appointment to see the actual surgeon, I don't know if it's a pre-consultation, to see her to talk about surgery. And that's where I am right now. So I am officially gonna get surgery. If it's not the laparoscopic myomectomy, it's gonna be another one, but I'm getting the surgery. I'm really happy I am. I think it's about time. Like, these fibroids need to go. I cannot, to the women who have fibroids, I understand your pain. I cannot concentrate at work sometimes because the pain is so bad, and I don't like my job, but that would be another video. But it's just like, Jesus, the pain, I remember we were moving and I was on my period. Oh my goodness, I couldn't even move the boxes. It was just like, these fibroids are causing so much havoc, and they're literally parasites. They just feed off of, they're attached to your blood vessels, so they're literally feeding off of you, and I hate them so much. And for all the women who are out there experiencing fibroids, my best advice, go to a specialist, please. Don't go to just a regular gyno, because they really don't know what they're doing. Go to a specialist, please. That's my big advice. And if the specialist you're going to is not for you, doesn't have good bedside manner, is not empathetic at all, go to another one, please. Because if I would have just went to her, I just think it would have been over so quick if I just would have went to her. And I keep saying if I just went to her, but I had a journey. I met some people through this journey, so I'm not mad about it. But yeah. And then funny thing about the surgeon I'm going to, I had called her before to schedule an appointment, but the nurse was like, oh, she's only taking people who want surgery. At that time, I did not want surgery. I thought, I could get rid of these without anyone cutting anything, but so I didn't make the appointment at that time. I should have, but I didn't. And here we are. It's year 2024 and I'm going through this. So I'm making this video because I want to document my journey, my fibroid journey, from this point on to the surgery to recovery. And I just wanted to document my story and tell what I've been through, because like I said, I'm 28. I'm not 30, I'm not 40, I'm not 50. And most of the videos on YouTube are about women or who are in their 30s from their 50s. And I'm not sexually active. I'm just, not a lot of women. There's some, and if you are one, please let me know. Please let me know. I would love to talk to you, because there's women out there who are like me, who are probably younger than I am. And to be honest with you, I don't think I've had fibroids just at age 28. I had to be maybe 26 having my symptoms and the pain, and I just didn't go to the doctor. And like I said, it's a journey. I'm getting there. But yeah, so I thank you guys so much for sitting and listening to me rant and talk about my, experience with this. I will post more videos, and I'll try to vlog. I really don't like vlogging. I just like sitting here and talking in front of the camera. I don't like vlogging. But yeah, and I just wanted to get this out there, maybe to talk to women, who, if you need help with anything, if you need help, I don't know if I'm in your area. I really don't want to say where I live. I'll just say, no, I'm not even going to say that. I just don't want to say where I live. And if you know where I live and you're experiencing fibroids, you can ask me, like, hey, what doctor did you go to? What did you do to kind of limit the pain? Because now, dealing with this pain on my cycles, I have to go on a diet. Like, I can't eat sugar. I don't eat dairy anyway. I don't eat dairy. I don't eat red meat. I don't eat chicken. I'm only eating seafood at this time, but probably when I get the surgery, I might go full on vegan vegetarian, because I really think there's something in this food that is causing, there's no scientific, study, nothing is proven, which there should be a study on fibroids in food, but that's another conversation that we can have later on. But yeah, I don't eat any of that. I feel like I just need to go vegetarian and vegan, and even that's a conversation, because people are like, oh, they're still putting stuff in vegetables and fruits, and I'm just like, let me just let me live. So it's I might go vegetarian, vegan, because I can't go through this journey again. And even if after the surgery, there's still a chance they could grow back. So it sucks. It sucks being a woman with a uterus. It sucks. And, people think, oh, women are just so, it's easy for women. It's really not. It's not. Health-wise, it's not. I'll tell you right now. It's hard health-wise for women this day and age. But, like I said, I don't have anything else to talk about. But as far as, I will continue doing videos up until the surgery. But I will vlog the surgery. That one is going to be, I will vlog that. And like I said, these videos are just of me. I need to talk to someone about my experience, because I know someone out there is going through the same thing. And if I can help anybody, that's all. I did my job in society. But like I said before, it's hard. And for the women who are going through this right now, and for the women who've had surgery, can you let me know how your experience was in the comments? What you did, what are you doing now? Are you vegan? You vegetarian? You still eating meat? Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. But if you want to subscribe, if you would like to continue watching me on this journey, please subscribe. If you like this video, if this video helped you, if this video made you feel better, if you're like, yes, there's somebody who's going through what I'm going through, who's just like me, thumbs up, please. I really just want to get this video out to the people who need to know that it's going to be okay. Fibroids are not, they're not the end of your life. They're there, yes. They suck, yes, literally. But there's options for you out there. And if you don't want surgery, that's okay. It's okay. If you can manage like your pain and you're fine without surgery, that is okay. But yeah, that's all I have. I want to thank everyone. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble. This is my first YouTube video, so actually showing my face. I do tarot readings, but I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing those. But I just kind of want to focus on this right now. I feel like, you know, this is where I'm supposed to be right now. It's just talking about me, talking about what I've been going through. So if you like this video, keep watching for the part 2 of my fibroid journey. Thank you so much. Bye.